This lesson we are going to do today is looking at the coordinate grid. This is a reteach lesson. It's all about location, location, location. Understanding the coordinate grid is an essential foundation of algebra. We will use the coordinate grid in many parts of the real world today. If you think about using maps for travel, think about the coordinate grid. When you think about mapping the stars, you can think of the coordinate grid. And when you look at the results in research, any kind of line graph or scatter plot that you see, you can think of the coordinate grid. First, let's review some vocabulary words that you've used before. The first vocabulary term that we're going to talk about is origin. The origin is where the x-axis and the y-axis cross. The ordered pair for this location is parentheses 0, 0, close parentheses. I used the word x-axis. The x-axis is the line on the graph that runs horizontally. It goes left from right through the 0. The y-axis is the line on the graph that runs vertically up and down through 0. You always hear the word ordered pair. Think of it as a location on the coordinate grid. It's the position on a graph where the x, the horizontal value, is first, and y, the vertical value, is second. Now we're going to look at the quadrants. When I use the word quadrants, I think of the word quad, which means 4. So that means there's 4 of them. So I want you to take this minute and we're going to answer the questions. And each one of the quadrants here is labeled A, B, C, and D. And then the E is straight in the middle of this graph, like I said before, where the X and the Y intersect. So think of that word of where they intersect and answer the following questions. Well, let's look at how we have done. Okay, look at quadrant 1 is the upper right-hand corner. Quadrant 2 is to the left of quadrant 1. Quadrant 3 down from quadrant 2, and then quadrant 4 over to the right. You will notice that they're labeled with Roman numeral numbers. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. The origin is that position in the middle of the graph where the x and the y intersect. And again, that is labeled parentheses 0, 0. Next, we are going to graph some ordered pairs. You're going to answer the following questions by identifying the location of each point with the ordered pair. On this slide, we are going to think about movement of an ordered pair. You will be matching the movement to the new location or ordered pair. If you look at the first example, it says move 3 to the left of the origin and 4 down. 3 to the left of the origin and 4 down. Where is my new location? And what would that ordered pair be? Or answer the following questions. Look at the top of this graph. You see a compass. The compass gives you direction: north, south, east, and west. You are going to start at one location and travel to another location. Your answer will be your new location. We are going to start with the basketball court. The basketball court will be located 6 units south and 2 units west of the fountain. Place the basketball where the court will be on the coordinate grid. You're going to give us the new ordered pair. The picnic area will be located 7 units north and 3 units east of the parking lot. Place the table where the picnic area will be on the coordinate grid. The last place we're going to travel The pole will be located 8 units east and 7 units south of the nature trail. Place the pole where the pole will be on the coordinate grid. I'd like to talk about some most missed ordered pairs on the coordinate plane. And they're the ones that are directly lay on the x-axis and on the y-axis. Another name for these is the x-intercept and the y-intercept, because it's the place on the graph where the line or the graph passes through the y or passes through the x. Notice on the x-axis, a point that lies on the x-axis, the y will always be 0. If the point lies on the y-axis, the x will always be 0. And again, remember, your y is the vertical, your x is the horizontal. Think of it like this. The y-intercept is, ask yourself this question: where does it cross the y-axis? The x-intercept, ask yourself, where does it cross the x-axis? Now let's try some problem solving with the coordinate grid. You're going to look at Fernando put a star at the ordered pair, parentheses, -4, 2, close parentheses. We are going to put a triangle 6 units to the right and 3 units up from that star and place a triangle. You're going to give me that ordered pair. Then he puts a happy face 8 units down and 7 units to the left of that triangle and give me the new ordered pair. The next question is Bobby drew a triangle on a 4-quadrant coordinate plane. Bobby wants to place a point inside the triangle. Which ordered pair is located inside the triangle? Sally plotted 4 points on the coordinate grid. Which of these ordered pairs does not appear to be represented by the graph? Which quadrant would you be able to graph? Parentheses, -5, -8, close parentheses. In which quadrant would that be located? The next question is, which of the following points would be plotted in quadrant 4 of the coordinate grid?